What's up guys, welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video, I'm going to be taking a suggestion from my Discord server, and I'll be showing you how to make a very simple car spawning system. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So, first thing you're going to need is a car model. Obviously, you can use, I'm using the one from my previous car tutorial. You can use whatever you want, but if you use a free model, I'd caution you to not use a Lambo right now, because Lamborghini sued Roblox, and there's a lot of issues with that, so don't use a Lamborghini model. Next, you're going to need a screen GUI in Starter GUI. And you can call this car spawner. Obviously, you're going to... there we go. Obviously, you're going to want to customize this more, but you can go ahead and insert a frame. I'm going to size it up a bit. I'm going to put it over here. And I'll go ahead and insert 2 buttons into it, okay? So I'm going to do text buttons. Obviously, like I said, customize this all you want, because this is just for the tutorial. I'm not going to spend time on it, but we can call it a say spawn car. I don't know what that was about. And then we can say on this one, delete car. So we obviously have these two right here. They don't look the greatest, to be fully honest, but you know, it is what it is. It's just for the tutorial. So also, you're going to want to have your car model inside of replicated storage and name it, you can name it whatever you want, but go ahead and name it car if you want to follow along exactly with this. Next, we're going to call this button spawn and this button delete. Okay. Now, we're going to need one more thing, and that's a remote event. So insert a remote event into replicated storage and call this car handling. Actually, we'll call this car spawn, and we'll have one more. We'll call it delete car. Okay. So next we're going to go ahead and insert a local script into the frame, and we are going to start scripting this. So we can call this script car spawn client. So this is all the client stuff here. And we can say script.parent, dot spawn dot mouse button 1 down, or let's do one up, colon connect function. It really doesn't matter if you do down or up. It's totally up to you. And we can simply say game.replicated storage, not first, storage dot car spawn colon fire server. And that's all we need to do here. So basically what we're saying, whenever this spawn button is clicked, we're going to fire this remote event that we'll pick up on the server. Next we'll say script.parent.delete, and we'll basically do the same thing, mouse button 1 up colon connect function. And we'll say game.replicated storage, not first, dot car, delete car, colon fire server. So that's all we need for the client. Next, let's go ahead and insert a script into server script service, and we'll call this car spawn server. Next, we'll just go ahead and pick up these functions. So we'll say game.replicated storage dot, let's start with car spawn. Car spawn, dot on server event colon connect function. So once we receive that event, server, that server was fired. Once we receive it, we're going to go ahead and pass through the player that triggered that, or basically we now have the player who pressed the button to spawn the car inside of the script, which is something we're going to need. So first off, let's define what their character is. So we'll say local char equals player dot character, or player dot character added colon wait. So this basically is just a quick way to grab the player's character. And it says the character, we're either going to set the variable to their current character, or if the character isn't spawned in yet, we're going to wait for the character to spawn in. Okay, next we'll say if not game.workspace colon find first child, and then we'll say player.name quotation marks car. Then, so basically what we're going to do, we're going to spawn in a car, but we also don't want to, if we already find one in the workspace, called the player's name .car. So we're concatenating a string. What that basically looks like, let's say your username was Billy. That basically just means that if we found something called Billy car, right? When we concatenate it, it's saying player.name plus this little string called car. So if we found Billy car in workspace, we don't want to be able to spawn another one until they delete it. I hope that makes sense. So we'll say if we didn't find it, then we can go and spawn their car. We can say local car equals game.replicated storage dot car colon clone, and we'll say car.parent equals to the workspace car, and then here's something right here that we're going to need to touch on. If you have this car thing, you're going to need to set a primary part. So basically, you just take the model, whatever you have. If there's not already a primary part, you need to set one. So click that and click a part inside of the model to be the primary part. That just means that we can set that primary part's position or C-frame to position the whole thing to be next to the player's character. So we can say set primary part C-frame, and we'll say char.primary part .C-frame times C-frame .new 555. So this, actually, let's do 535. 535. So this may seem like crazy, right? This may seem completely new to you, and that's okay if it is. Basically what we're saying is we're going to set the primary part, or we're going to set the position of that new car to be whatever the character's primary part is. So we're going to set it to be right by the player, and then that's why we do this little cframe.new thing. We add 5 studs on the X, 3 on the Y, and Z on the 5 on the Z. It basically, to put things oversimplified, it just spawns the car next to them. So if we click this button, you'll see that it spawned the car right next to where I'm standing, and I can go and drive this, and it's working perfectly. So something you may want to do is you may want to adjust those numbers. For example, that was a little close to me, I'm not gonna lie, so I'm gonna do 10, 310, and I'm gonna leave it at that. Next, let's go ahead and do the car deleting. So we'll say game... Oh, I forgot one more thing. We need to set the name of the car, because right now, when we clone it, it's just going to still be called car, but we're checking to see if there's already something called Billy Car, or whatever the player's name is. So we'll just say car.name equals to player.name ... car, like that. Whatever this is right here, inside these parentheses, you can actually just copy and paste that to be the name. Okay? So next we're going to say game.replicatedStorage.delete car.onServer event connect function player. So this is going to be an even easier one to do. We're just going to say, so whenever we pick up the delete car function, so whenever somebody presses the delete button, we are going to do something, and we also get the player that clicked it through the remote event. So we're going to go ahead and say game, actually just if workspace find_child player.name ... car. Again, whatever is right here in these parentheses, you can copy and paste it again. So if we find that, then we'll say workspace find_child, again, paste that, same exact thing, destroy. So we're getting rid of it. If we found a car called their username car, then we're going to delete that car. So it's just as simple as that. If we go ahead and play this, and we click spawn car, it'll spawn a car next to us. As you can see, it's a little far away. You might want to adjust that number. And you can also click delete car. Perfect. Go ahead and spawn it again. It's over there. And it even, like, if I'm facing that way, it should face that way. Okay, if I face that way, it faces that way, which is really cool. That's the power of using C-frame. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and like. Again, thank you to my Patreons who are up on the screen now. And a huge shout out to Unkind Pear for still being a $20 Patreon. I really appreciate you, man. You mean so much to me, so thank you so much. And with that said, I hope you enjoyed this quick and easy tutorial, and I will see you in the next one.